The diplomatic tension between India and Canada are at an all-time high. Meanwhile, relations between both have descended to a new low. Canada has been accusing the Indian government of being involved in the death of Hardeep Singh Nijjar, a Canadian citizen who was involved in pro-Khalistan activities. In year 2023, Canadian PM Justin Trudeau had levelled the allegation on India in the country's parliament. After that, he has repeated his claims in several instances and he has highlighted the words credible evidence. Now we know that as of now Canada has not presented any sort of credible evidence to India, and this has been confirmed by Trudeau himself in his deposition to Canada's Foreign Interference Commission.
Work behind the scenes to try and get India to cooperate with us. Their asks of us was, well, how much do you know? Give us the evidence you have on this. And our response was, well, it's within your security agencies. You should be looking into how much they know. You should be engaging us. No, tell us what you know. Show us the evidence. And at that point, it was primarily intelligence, not hard evidentiary proof. So we said, well, let's work together and look into your security services and maybe we can get that done. No.
Now, during his deposition, Trudeau made it clear that although there was no hard evidence, but there was some inputs from Canadian intelligence and from the Five Eyes. Yes, the Five Eyes. Now, if you don't know, let me tell you, the Five Eyes is an Anglosphere intelligence alliance comprising Australia, Canada, New Zealand, the United Kingdom and the United States. It focuses on surveillance and signals intelligence. In recent days, alliance partners of Canada and Five Eyes have validated through those allegations, terming them very serious. So we can assume that it might not just be Canada, but the Five Eyes we are dealing with. Now, one thing which we all know about Western security or military groupings like Five Eyes or NATO, that they always move with strategic interest of the United States. It is also well known how the US utilizes these so-called networks and groups for its foreign policy goals. But then you might ask us, US is supposed to be our strategic partner. We have many weapons deals with the US. Yes, that's right. In fact, India has just officially signed a deal with the US to procure 31 Predator drones. So why the US might be firing at us from Canada's shoulders? The answer is India's independent foreign policy. Under the Modi government, India has taken many decisions in terms of international issues. What was the criteria for taking those decisions? It was the national interest. Since 2014, India has only did what was best for its national interest. We have muted all diplomatic communication with Pakistan. Why? Because it wasn't in our interest to keep engaging with someone promoting terrorism in our country. In last 2 years of Ukraine-Russia war, India is one of the few who has not closed diplomatic engagements with Moscow. The West loaded multiple sanctions on Russia and lectured us because we were purchasing Russian crude oil, but India did not budge. We kept purchasing Russian oil and at one point of time even became the highest buyer. And you might remember how frustrated US officials were by this decision of India. Now reminisce about how in the campaign of Lok Sabha elections this year, several disinformation stories originated from the NGOs or intellectuals based in the US. Several activists and NGOs which constantly try to question institutions in India are in most cases directly or indirectly funded by the US deep state. What do you think was their intention? They wanted that Modi 2.0 should not transform into Modi 3.0 and rather desired a weak government which would be easy to control. So it's not hard to imagine the intention of current attacks on India by Canada, which is being validated by Five Eyes, indirectly controlled by the United States. Does this change the fact that US-India are strategic allies? No, it doesn't. But US always loves to be the dominant partner in a partnership, and Indian government understands this. What's vital to do, which India has been doing till now, to balance out all sides while adhering to the criteria for our foreign policy, which is that come what may, we do what's best for our national interest. All it remains is to see how India under the Modi government will tackle this diplomatic hurdle. We are quite optimistic since till now New Delhi has been mostly perfect in its decisions regarding foreign policy.